Hey guys, Trent from Local Pest Experts here, back with another Wednesday Waffle on a roof in beautiful Port Macquarie here today. Just checking out this bird net that we put up and finalising some little areas that we're still waiting on parts for. But I just thought I'd run through the design of this bird net and the reason for it. So obviously we've got air conditioning units out here. They create heat. You've also got this little false floor, which is a nice little nesting and roosting spot for these birds. And so what was happening, it doesn't look like it now because it got cleaned out, but there was 100 mil probably of pigeon droppings all across the top of this area. Now obviously that causes some health concerns, there's significant ones, but it's not a high activity area. It's obviously the aircon service guys, the solar guys, anyone doing some work on the roof come up here. But apart from that, it's not high activity, so people don't tend to see that, but I can promise you it does make significant health concerns. More to that though, those droppings that sit there, they hold moisture, they're fairly acidic, so what they tend to do as well is corrode the roof and cause that area to degrade much faster than it would. And on top of that, it destroys the aircon units. And when I came up here a few years ago, that was my main concern. I was like, geez, these aircon units are going to get fried by this. So I recommended that we do it. But obviously, once it did damage the aircon units, that's when action started to happen. But the design of the system, not overly complex, fairly simple, but a few key points that we wanted to have. One thing, we didn't want to add any additional penetrations to the roof, so you see we used all the existing roofing screws or roofline screws to affix any of this stainless cable. I actually made these in-house. These are our galvanised posts which hold up these centre bits. So it's sort of like what we've got is we've got 6 posts, 2 corner ones at each corner, and then these central ones that hold this elevated net section. Then it's joined by all this stainless cable, all stainless fittings. You can see the stainless anchor point, stainless turnbuckles there. Those stainless cables then hold tension, which hold and support the net. And you can see here we also wanted to make sure that we weren't restricting access to the roof area, so that's what I'm back here doing today, is installing a zipper. So with this zipper now, we can get access to the roof area. And so what it is, it sort of acts as almost a reverse bird cage and keeps the birds out. Now unfortunately this population has been fairly stubborn. You can see all those droppings there where they're just sitting outside here. That's because pigeons are a homing species, this is their home, and they've been fairly stubborn. Eventually they will move on from here once they don't have anywhere or realise that they can't take up nest. So just turn the camera around because we had some residents turn up. But once these pigeons realise they can't take up nest here, they will move on. They'll move on to a different building, unfortunately. But there's also potential that they'll start nesting under these solar panels. So I identified that on the initial proposal as well and recommended that we put some solar skirt on that to keep them out of there. But for now, mission accomplished. Obviously from the road area, it's nice. It's virtually invisible. From underneath, this black mesh disappears into the skyline as well. But one other thing we done was, you can see they're fairly large aperture sort of net holes. Normally we'd use a 19mm net that'll keep sort of all birds in your minors and stuff out. But up here we were a little concerned with the strength of the structure and the pressure of, you know, some of those heavy winds when we get those afternoon storms in Port Macquarie. So into a wider hole net so that the air can move through it with a lot less pressure, make sure that the structure's not under any strain. Anyway, like I said, mission accomplished. And if I do say so myself, it looks pretty good. One thing I love, straight lines. Woohoo!